Hey everybody, it's Mandy from Chapel Forge. So I've done a couple videos in the past on how to render down tallow. The same is the process for lard. So I'll link those videos. That's what we have going on the stove today. But what I wanted to show you is this lem grinder that we got is considered like a commercial style grinder. It has really served us a lot of purposes. So my main reason for rendering down tallow is that we use it to make soap. And then we also, if we do lard, we'll use that for cooking in addition to like bacon grease and things like that. So today we had ham left. We had Easter with Zad's parents yesterday. We had pulled out a gigantic ham. It probably weighed, I don't even know, 20 or 30 pounds. It was huge. So we had some ham left. We cut it up into like some into steaks, and then some of the other like misshapen pieces we wanted to make into ham salad. So Zad, there's a couple sizes on this big bite. I can't remember which horsepower we have. 3/4 horsepower. I'll let you know for sure. I'll check the box. It's not inexpensive grinder. But if you're doing something like this, even like monthly or every other month, it really saves you a lot of time. We used to sit there and painstakingly cut the fat into like teeny pieces, or if we made ham salad, you know, maybe we'd put it in the KitchenAid or something. But it's just, this is just kind of a little tidier. You're not worried about like throwing ham all over the place with your KitchenAid. So Zad started with a little bit bigger grind. He's gonna put this smaller grind on here. So we started with this one. We're gonna go down to this tinier grind. He's putting the, what do you call this?
I don't know, it's a nut.
Yeah, a nut, he says. So putting that on, throwing some ham on the floor for good measure. All right, and then I'll show you how this thing works. All right, so you can see this is getting a little bit smaller. I mean, frankly, it looks like pink slime or dog food, but I promise you that it will taste delicious once we make it into ham salad. If you don't have a machine like this, which I realize like most people probably don't, you can obviously do it with probably a hand mixer. You could do it in
food processor.
Yeah, the food processor. You could do it in your KitchenAid. But it's just another way for us to get our money's worth out of this machine. You know, obviously.
It was already dirty.
Hmm?
It was already out. It was already
right,
dirty.
it was already dirty. It's a huge, I mean, it is kind of a huge pain to clean, especially if you're doing something like tallow because it's so greasy. So it's a lot of hot water and soap. But this is going to be the first step in making some delicious ham salad. All right, so next thing we need to make the ham salad is we need mayo. I made a little less than a quartish of mayo yesterday. Like I said, we had Easter dinner with Zad's parents. We made some Mexican street corn, which you need mayo for. So I'm gonna make a little bit more because it's not like we can't keep it in the fridge. I did, just as a side note, I fermented some mayo just because why not? It was a fun experiment. It was still delicious. Obviously, we got the probiotic benefits from it and all that kind of stuff. I do actually have some whey, so I'll probably add some whey into this. It's supposed to help keep it longer too. Maybe we just go through it fast enough that I didn't really notice. Nonetheless, we're gonna make some mayo. I use Jessica at Three Rivers Homestead's recipe. So a few notes about mayo. I used to try to make mayo all the time, and it failed every single time. And I think my problem was I was using a container that was too big. So what I found to be completely fail-proof, and I literally make mayo in less than a minute, and none of this slowly dripping the oil in or any of that nonsense. I used to sit there and just like painfully do like one drop at a time. And I'm like, who has time for this? No, all of that out the window. We don't have to do that nonsense. So I'm gonna show you how to do this. You need a quart mason jar. An immersion blender is the best. I guess you could use a whisk, but you're gonna be there. It's not gonna take you a minute. It's gonna take you a lot longer than that. So you need a cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 tablespoons of mustard, 1 egg, and salt. I'm gonna double this because I'm doing it in a quart. So you could also do it in a wide mouth pint if you want to. But you know, I'm feeding 6 people. I'm gonna use a good bit of it in this ham salad. So I'm gonna make a double recipe. All right, so we need 2 cups of olive oil. The handy thing about mason jars is it has the cup written on it. So we're gonna go to 2 cups. You could probably use whatever oil you want for this. I just have regular old olive oil that's like Bertolli. Normally I have Sam's brand. I think I got this at an Amish store that was on sale. So we have that. We need our lemon juice, mustard, egg, and salt. All right, so we have 2 very pretty, I think these are from my Cocoa Morans, and this is from an olive egger. So we're gonna put our eggs in here. So a lot of recipes you'll see you put like the egg, the salt, the mustard in first, and then like I said, you drip in the olive oil. I haven't had to do that, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So we're gonna put those 2 eggs in. We're gonna do 4 tablespoons of mustard. I would not say that this needs to be measured, but that's totally up to you. You could do like funky mustard, like some sort of whole grain mustard or whatever it is that suits your fancy. We just happen to have a plain old yellow open. 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. Obviously, I'm not measuring that either. And then a few twists of salt. Maybe like if you're doing a quart jar, I don't know, maybe half a teaspoon or something like that. Huh? To taste. Yeah. All right. So we have this, and in a minute, this is gonna look like this. And you can see we have, as I knock myself in the head with the cord, this beautiful, thick, oh my gosh. If you've never had homemade mayo, like store-bought doesn't even compare at all. And like once we change, so like if you're new here, about 2.5 years ago or so, Zad had a heart attack. We drastically overhauled our eating, started, you know, cooking almost every single thing from scratch, and 99% of our diet is like whole foods. Prior to that we were buying like Hellmann's or whatever other junk there is. After that, because I didn't know how to make mayo or thought I couldn't make mayo, we bought like Primal Kitchen or whatever. Those are like $8-10 crazy dollars a jar or something insane. So, and yeah, they're just not that fantastic. We'll use those in salads and stuff. Like once in a while, we'll find some Blessings of Hope and we'll get it to use in like salads. This, if you just want some like delicious mayo on like a ham sandwich, on some homemade bread, it's phenomenal. So that is ready. We got all this mayo ready to do our ham salad. We're gonna finish this up, and you can see how thick this is. Like, it is amazing. I'd love to try this with duck eggs too. I've only done it with chicken eggs. So we're gonna finish our ham salad. So you can really make your ham salad however you could put, I don't know, garlic or chop up onions or whatever it is. We're gonna do relish, mayo, salt, and mustard. I have sweet relish and dill relish, both from August of 2022. So we're gonna get all that stuff mixed in.
Okay, if you want to make that like this, go.
How much mustard are you putting in, buddy?
A lot.
A lot? You like mustard?
Yep, but salt. Hey, Mom.
Hmm?
I'm putting the salt in.
Putting the salt in. Hmm.
Can I put this over here? That is?
Yeah, you can put the shorter one in first. All right, so as you can see, Jamie was, feverishly working on this while I was draining the relish. You don't have to drain your relish. I just didn't want to make it too wet. How much relish you put in is totally up to you. How much salt you put in is totally up to you. Mayo, because the kind of mayo you use could really kind of affect your moisture content. I may need a bigger bowl for this. So we're gonna put all this amazingly delicious mayo in here. See if we need to tap into the other one. I'll put like a general recipe in the description. This is totally one of those things too, that you just really should like make it to taste and like what you think your family's gonna like. So we're gonna add a little pepper, a little paprika. You could totally do garlic, like powder or onion powder, anything like that to flavor it the way you want. So I freeze dried pickles and made pickle seasoning out of it. I have a video on that and I'll show you it. Obviously my little helpers here are like taste testing. So we're gonna add some of our dill pickle seasoning in too, because if you've been here for a while, you know that we just love funky flavors and extra yummy things. So this is freeze-dried dill pickle powder. All right, so Zad's finishing up. We have this massive paddle that we got from one of our local Amish stores, which we love. And it's really helpful for projects like this. The kids are over here devouring ham salad. So the cool thing is I didn't need to tap into this, which is great because we'll have some mayo on hand ready to go. We will put this on our homemade yeast bread. So I've mentioned before that I use Ruth Ann Zimmerman's yeast bread recipe if I'm not making sourdough. And it's perfect. I actually, and I know this is like super rookie, but I like was hesitating buying bread flour because I'm like, I don't need bread flour, like all purpose will work. And I switched to bread flour and it's, So we came from Lancaster County, which is like super Amish in Pennsylvania. We now live in Mifflin County, which is the second most Amish county in this state. And so we know what like good Amish bread tastes like, and we got there with the bread flour. That totally made it. So anyway, with some homemade bread and a little bit of mayo on here and a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of cheese, it's gonna be amazing. So if you have any questions about how to do this, how to make mayo, how to make ham salad, let me know. We'll see you guys next time.